Three-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, and one of the smoothest shooting guards the league has ever seen, he was the best player ever on the floor. Fans have been blown away by Dwyane Wade, also known as Flash, for more than 10 years with his amazing plays and unwavering desire to win. He was one of the most feared players on the floor because of how smart and fast he was at basketball. The crowd's cheers died down when the shirt is taken off, though. A lot of people have a hard time when they quit, but Wade's journey was just as inspiring as his time on the court. Today, we're going to talk in depth about how Dwyane Wade went from being an NBA star to a smart business mogul. The path he took after leaving basketball is truly amazing, teaching him lessons in strength, change, and growth. A farewell to basketball, April 10, 2019. That was Dwyane Wade's last NBA game. He played against the Brooklyn Nets and had a great triple-double. The mood was electric as fans and other players praised his amazing career. Wade's farewell wasn't just a game. It was a time to think about and be thankful for all the years of hard work, drive, and sacrifice. The Miami Heat and the NBA as a whole said goodbye to an era. As Flash said goodbye to the sport he loved, fans couldn't help but wonder, what's next for Flash? Wade's emotional goodbye was a result of years of hard work for the game he loved. He had solidified his place as one of the all-time greats, but it's never easy to go from basketball to real life. A lot of players are having a hard time finding their feet because they don't know how to fill the void left by the sport that made them who they were. Even for someone as successful as Dwyane Wade, retirement can be a double-edged sword. Wade, on the other hand, saw it as a chance to start over. Financial struggles and lessons learned. Wade knew that he would need a different set of skills after basketball, even though he made over $196 million during his career. Too many stories of players getting into financial trouble are true. Even the brightest stars can end up in bad situations because they make bad investments, spend too much, or don't plan ahead. Wade has never been broke, but he has been incredibly honest about the lessons he learned while handling his money. In an honest interview in 2020, Wade said that he had tried a number of business ideas, some of which were very good and others of which didn't work out as planned. I've made mistakes, but those mistakes taught me how to be smarter with my money, he said as he thought about them. This was a humbling event for both the athletes and the fans. Wade's honesty made it clear how important it is to understand money and plan ahead, which are lessons that can be applied outside of sports. Finding his purpose outside of court. Then what did Wade do? He didn't just stop working. He started over. The same drive that helped him do well on the court also drove him to look for new possibilities. Style, wine, the news, and even ownership like his skills on the court. Dwyane Wade's activities after leaving the NBA have been very different. He went into everything with the same drive and fire that made him a basketball star. Wade made news in 2020 when he bought a piece of the Utah Jazz. He didn't do this just for show. He did it on purpose to stay involved with the sport he loves. Wade saw it as a chance to change the game in a new way and help make basketball what it will be in the future. His job as owner gives him the chance to speak up for players, help them grow, and give input on the team's long-term goals. Wade cares about more than just being engaged. He wants to make a difference. A man with many hats. Wade has shown that he is a master of changing things in areas other than hoops. His empire after leaving the NBA shows how versatile and driven he is, showing that he doesn't want to be known by just one part of his life. Fashion icon. That outfit you wore before the game that made people look twice? Wade wasn't just interested in fashion for fun. It turned into a full-fledged brand. Wade has become even more of a style icon by working with famous designers and starting his own lines. For being brave and creative in his style choices, he has won many awards. In 2021, GQ named him one of the most stylish sports of all time. Wade's impact goes beyond the runway. He encourages many fans to embrace their own style. Lover of wine. Wade's love of wine inspired him to make Wade Cellars, a high-end wine brand that has become well-known in the business very quickly. It wasn't just a star endorsing it, though. Wade became completely involved with making wine. He learned the skill and made sure that every bottle showed how dedicated he was to doing a great job. Wade has said, "It's about making something that represents my journey," and Wade Cellars is proof of his dedication to quality and honesty. Media mogul. Wade's natural charm and ability to tell stories have shone brightly in the media world. He has found a new way to connect with people by hosting shows and making films. Because he can tell meaningful stories and motivate others, he is well-liked and respected in the entertainment business, which increases his impact even more. Charity worker and supporter. Don't forget about Wade's charitable work. He has used his fame to fight for issues that are important to him, such as LGBTQ+ rights, mental health awareness, and helping communities that are struggling. His support for his daughter Zaya's shift has been both sincere and groundbreaking, which is why many people respect and admire him. Wade's job as an advocate shows how much he wants to make the world a better place by speaking out for acceptance and equality. Stories and facts that not many people know. This is where it gets even more interesting. Did you know that Dwyane Wade puts a lot of money into tech startups? He put some of his first money into a small exercise app that is now a multi-million-dollar business. Wade is a smart investor because he sees opportunities and is ready to take calculated risks. This shows that he is skilled in many areas besides basketball. Another interesting fact is that Wade once said he really thought about becoming a cook after he retired. He dreamed of having his own food show because he loved cooking and having people over. Imagine Dwyane Wade cooking fancy meals and telling stories from his playing days that we'd love to see that overlap. Legacy and influence that lasts. What does Wade do to keep up with the sport that made him famous? By giving advice to young players and keeping involved in the NBA community. People often see him working with new players, giving them tips and running basketball camps. His love for the game is stronger than ever, and the next wave of players is still shaped by him. Wade has an effect off the court as well. He is still a strong force in the world of basketball, whether it's through his ownership role, his impact on culture, or his guidance. He's not just keeping his memory alive. He's also building a future where his work will continue to inspire people, getting through hard times and motivating others. Wade has had some hard times on his path. There were a lot of pressures when he went from being a famous athlete to a businessman and public person. He has had to deal with criticism, self-doubt, and the constant need to reinvent himself in the world after the NBA. But he's shown that he's strong and determined to achieve through it all. Wade says a lot that life is about evolution, and his story shows that there is always something new to start. Wade's story is one of drive, growth, and reinvention. He overcame problems and jumped at new chances. He's more than just a basketball legend. He's an example for anyone who wants to change their life and leave a permanent mark. Inspirational lesson. Dwyane Wade's journey from dunking on defenders to getting down to business is a great example of how to change things. He tells us that being great isn't just about how well you do on the basketball court. It's also about how well you adapt, inspire others, and leave a legacy that goes beyond your initial success. Wade is a real hero on and off the court because he can change direction, come up with new ideas, and give back. Wade's story shows how strong it is to keep going even when things get hard. His life after leaving the NBA is just as amazing as his playing career. This shows that the biggest wins in life often happen after the game is over.